There's this app that lets me set any website as my live wallpaper, and it's even fully interactable. It's called Lively Wallpapers, and it works like a charm. Use it to have your favorite website, Zoom Quilt, which is a page that constantly zooms into eternity, online games for your children, or just one of the recommendations that the app includes, which a lot of them are pretty cool. And that's how we're starting it off for the best Android apps of October 2022. I'm excited to share 7 apps and 3 games this time to spruce up your Android and keep you busy as we get closer to Halloween. Also, I just dropped a few new KWGT widgets for your home screen. They look phenomenal with any icons and wallpapers, only on my Patreon. I'm sure we've all heard about Apple's new iPhone 14 Pros that came with a fancy new pill that they call Dynamic Island. If you haven't, Apple basically relinquished the giant notch and brought it down to a pill-shaped cutout. And they took it a step further by having the pixels around it morph into a number of shapes and sizes to display things like music controls, timer duration, directions, etc. Well, you can actually bring that same exact feature to your Android with Dynamic Bird. You just need to make sure you have a front camera cutout, give it a few permissions, and then within the app, you can reposition the dot based on where the cutout is. From there, it'll provide you with charging notifications, music controls, connected devices, and more basic notifications like incoming texts, even though the native heads-up notifications do get in the way, which is kind of annoying. It even expands upon long pressing the pill. The animations are buttery smooth and it works like a charm. Plus, it's completely free to use with no ads. The only downside is that it's not on the Play Store. So, a great alternative is Dynamic Spot. It does pretty much the same thing, but it's not quite as robust. Still, it's best suited for basic app notifications and music controls, and you can still expand the notifications. But even if you don't like that one, there's a whole Telegram channel with several Dynamic Island replica apps that aren't even on the Play Store yet. I'll drop that link right below the like button. This next app is called Frequaw, and it lets you place a widget that carries all of your most frequently used apps. It collects app usage data and a few other analytics to be able to update the widget accordingly, and you can even choose your preferred way of how Frequaw sorts your apps. So rather than trying to think of all your favorite apps, you can let Frequaw do all the work. The app is super customizable too. You can hide apps, pin them so that they always stay on the widgets, change the size and color of the widget, choose an icon pack, and a lot more. Pretty simple idea, but I haven't really seen too many widgets do this, so definitely an app worth checking out, especially since it's completely free to use. I think it's safe to say that the flashlight feature on our phones is a universal lifesaver when it's really dark. But a problem we all run into is that sometimes the LED flash that's cranked up all the way to the max brightness can be too bright for certain scenarios. And most Androids don't let you dim the flashlight, unlike an iPhone or Galaxy device. That's until now. With Flashlight Tiramisu, you can finally take control of the brightness and dim it down to a more reasonable amount. But the only string attached is that it only works on phones running Android 13 that supports the new version of the camera hall, like the Pixel 6, 6 Pro, or 6a. I know, it sucks. But still, it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot since it's free and open source even if you don't have a Pixel. Plus, it did work on my S22 Ultra. If you're paying for a PDF viewer, it's time to stop and instead use MJ PDF Reader. Just like its competitors, it lets you open and read any PDF file. But what makes this stand out is that it's minimal, free, open source, and doesn't require you to create any account. That's it. Sometimes we just need that simplicity. TXTNet Browser is not just any ordinary Android browser. It's a browser that doesn't require any internet connection to run. How is that possible? Well, it transmits all of its data over SMS messaging. That's right. Even though it's not going to load pages as quickly as a regular internet connection, and it won't load any pictures, just text, it can still come in clutch if you burn through your carrier's data, or you're in a remote area that doesn't have great data connectivity. It's also perfect for those who live in parts of the world where internet access is prohibitively expensive or internet censorship is strictly enforced. A very genius idea. Want to see something cool? By simply twisting my phone on its right side, I can go back, or if I swing the phone back a bit, my notifications get shown. Or I can even bring the Chop Chop feature from Motorola phones back in the day to launch the LED flashlight. How am I doing this? With an app called MicroGesture. You can set up single and double action gestures to do any action you like opening an app, bringing down the quick settings, going home, and a lot more. It brings a whole new dynamic to how you interact with your phone. When I was in college 2 years ago, I remember I always needed to scan my homework, notes, or even the whiteboard just to submit it online. It was honestly such a huge pain in the butt. Not just because I had to scan so many papers, but because most scanning apps are just terrible at getting the job done. Camscanner, the sponsor of this video, has been one of the better ones that I've used for a while. If I have a stain on my paper, unnecessary scribbling, or it's wrinkly, Camscanner can intelligently remove all that clutter and disaster in a few seconds. Then it'll turn it into an HD image or a PDF file to be able to share it quickly. It's that simple. Plus, the scanning doesn't just stop at a regular paper. You can scan any type of document, including IDs, passports, or even photographs. My favorite feature is that it can even colorize any black and white photo. It makes anyone's jaw drop whenever I show them. After you're done scanning, you can convert them from PDF to Word, Excel, or anything else you need. And you have the ability to add anti-counterfeit for electronic signatures. So stop using that old printer that takes ages to scan all your documents and instead switch to Camscanner. I'll leave that down link right below the like button. Anyways, moving on to the games, Scrap Drivers is like a classic runner game except spun on itself 45 degrees. Instead of a traditional runner game like Temple Run where you're running on a two-dimensional horizontal plane, in Scrap Divers, you're falling through an infinite tunnel trying to avoid obstacles like saw blades and fires. The game includes 15 different robots to play with, each with their own strengths and challenges during the gameplay, and 8 different environments to play in. And if you're lucky enough to make it to the end of the tunnel, there's a special reward to earn. The next game I have for you is Lost Light from the Google Play Store. It's a super immersive PvP modern warfare kind of shooter game. Set in something of a dystopian war zone, Lost Light gives the player the chance to navigate each mission as either a fully equipped warlord with an arsenal of customizable weapons ready to take on the world to accomplish the mission, or a more stealthy scavenger making trades and deals to survive to the next mission. The decision is yours. Your chosen tactic could affect your chances of surviving to the next stage. As I said, the game is super immersive with great graphics and engaging gameplay. Best yet, Lost Light offers multiplayer modes and cross-platform play between PCs and mobile devices. If you got the time to commit to this game, it can quickly become a favorite so that way you keep returning. The last game I have for you this month is another free one from the Play Store called Ultimate Sackboy. In this traditional runner game, you're playing as Sackboy, a sock monkey looking fella, running through enemies and obstacles to win prizes at the end of each course. Part of the fun of Ultimate Sackboy is all the different clothing to unlock, upgrade to, and collect for Sackboy. You can collect costumes to dress up as everything from a football player to a banana to a dinosaur for his runs. There's also a daily duel in the game where you can take on your rivals for ultimate rewards, coins, and other prizes. A bit of an unfortunate catch with Ultimate Sackboy though is that it's not available in the Play Store in every country. In fact, here in the US, I couldn't even get it from the Play Store. I had to download the game's APK from apkpure.com to get the game on my phone. It's an inconvenient extra step for those of us who don't have this game on the Play Store, but I think it's worth it for this fun classic runner game. I'll leave the link of the APK right below the like button if you want to try it out for yourself and maybe just kill some time on the toilet. So there you have it, 7 apps and 3 games for your best Android apps of October 2022. Thanks for sticking with me to the end, and be sure to leave a thumbs up if you download at least one app. Also, drop a comment to let me know which of these apps you were most excited about, and if you have any recommendations, be sure to drop them on my Reddit page, because if I choose them, then I'll give you a shout out in the next episode. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon page for those new exclusive widgets, and I also drop promo codes on there, and you can get early access to my latest videos before they go public on YouTube. Either way, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Kapow!